The normal Japanese worker is heading back home after doing some overtime work, but gets hit by a van, resulting in his demise. He then opens his eyes as a baby in a new magical world, where he's raised by the legendary hero, Merlin Wolford, who forgets to teach him common sense while focusing on raising the strongest mage in the world. 8 years later, the kid now named Shin Wolford helps his grandfather by hunting in the forest, while at the same time practicing his magic skills. Upon getting home, he shows Merlin his spoils and abilities, from wind magic to fire magic, impressing Merlin with his skills. Shin still has memories of his previous life, therefore he can remember how everything works, and incorporates them into magic, making it easier and faster for him to create. From a young age, Shin spent his time learning magic from Merlin, enchantments from his grandmother, Melinda Bowen, and swordsmanship from Mitchell Collin. By the age of 10, he goes out for a demon hunt with his grandfather, where he tells him how necessary it is for a magician to control their powers, otherwise they can become a demon. Shin learns a new ability called Search from his grandfather, and using this ability he detects a demon, so he runs deep into the forest to fight it. When the demon bear appears, he immediately pulls out his vibration sword and jet boots, both magic equipment created by him, and uses them to charge forward toward the demon. Vibration sword is a normal sword strengthened by magic, creating oscillating ultrasonic waves, turning a normal sword into a blade that can cut through anything. Jet boots were created to improve his speed and jumping ability while simultaneously enabling him to change directions while in midair. Both are magic creations never seen in this world. As a result, he quickly defeats the demon and surprises his grandfather with his magical skills. After the fight, his grandfather takes him to a hill and reveals the truth about Shin. He reveals that he's not really his grandson. He's adopted. He was found alive as the only survivor of a carriage attacked by a demonoid. Merlin apologizes for lying all this time, but Shin apologizes in return and says, "Bruv, I already knew." He then further assures that he doesn't care, because he has Merlin with him, making his adoptive grandfather burst into tears like a little baby. Shin on his 15th birthday meets one of their usual guests, Uncle Dis, at a dinner party, who asks him what he wants to do in life, as he just became an adult. Shin thinks and replies he needs to get a job, get some money, and learn how to use money and all of the basic things. This strikes everyone in shock. Merlin forgot how to teach Shin how to have some common sense while teaching him magic, which is even more stupid, because Shin remembers his past life, but not common sense, making him a genius magician and an idiot normal person at the same time. Shin then takes them all outside using his unique magic gate, connecting two places, and shows them his new magic spell, where once again makes everyone dumbfounded by his lack of common sense for destroying the bare land with his new fire spell. After seeing his magic capabilities, Uncle Dis recommends Shin join his nation's Earlshire Magic Academy. Shin is like, "Interesting, wait, who the hell are you?" And Uncle Dis reveals himself to be King Disium of the Earlshire Kingdom. Furthermore, Merlin and Melinda are the nation's legendary heroes, and Mitchell is the retired strongest knight in the country, making Shin the literal god of plot armor. In the academy, he will hopefully learn common sense and how stupidly OP he is when compared to other kids. Shin realizes that this will help him in having a social life and friends which he never had before, so he, along with his grandparents, move to a house in the capital of Earlshire. Upon arriving, Shin goes to explore the city and notices that two girls named Maria and Cicely are getting harassed by demon hunters. He tries to stop them, but two of the demon hunters try to punch him in response. Shin quickly dodges their attack and then quickly knocks them out. When the third one charges at him with his knife, Shin stops his attack, twists his hand, and then lands a punch on his face. After being saved, the girls introduce themselves to him, and Shin learns that they are also planning to attend Earlshire Magic Academy. As a result of this encounter, Shin and Cicely become smitten with each other. Shin then goes to the academy for the entrance exam, where he freaks out about how everyone looks shamelessly pathetic while enchanting their magic spells. Furthermore, they're all proud of it, until Shin comes out, of course. The examiner tells him to keep his power in check, and he blasts the whole room without even using 1% of his power. The results are announced and Shin becomes the big boy on campus. On the first day of school, Maria and Cicely approach Shin for help from a harasser named Kurt, who is forcefully claiming Cicely as his fiancée despite her disapproval. Kurt is the same dumb kid who got his arm almost broken after arrogantly approaching Shin on the exam day. Basically, he has the "I'm the main character" complex. Kurt uses his family status to justify his actions and tries to grab Cicely's hand, but Shin protects her, which makes him angry. Before they get into a heated fight, August, King Decium's son, appears and reprimands Kurt for his actions and then uses his royal status to make him leave in fear. Shin then takes them to his house to perform magic enchantment on Sicily's uniform. With this defensive enchantment, it will become a national treasure item that will protect her from any threat, acting as a shield. His grandmother approves it, only after testing that Sicily is worthy of his protection, and is not just using Shin, preventing the dumb kid to do everything to please his crush. After seeing his enchantment power, Uncle Dis advises Shin to hide his unique abilities from the world. Otherwise, it can lead to chaos and war. The next day, during class, their homeroom teacher gives them a tour of the academy, which makes Shin curious about the academy clubs. Shin, on August's suggestion, forms his club called Ultimate Magic Study Group, which almost every student wants to join and learn magic from Shin. Shin starts to sense a demonic aura and finds out that after becoming a demonoid, Kurt has appeared in the academy due to his hatred for Shin, even though he is supposed to be grounded by his father. Shin learns through his classmates how Kurt used to be a kind and normal human, but now he is engulfed in the superiority complex of being someone special. Note, he's not the chosen one. Kurt releases a flame attack on Shin's classmates. Shin creates a barrier to protect them and advises them to evacuate so they won't get in his way. After they leave, Shin strikes him with his blue flaming power, which ends up making him fall. Kurt then counterattacks by releasing his fire attack, but Shin flies up to dodge it and then hit him with his lightning power. While fighting, Shin tries to think of a way to help him, considering he is not fully insane and can still talk. But after seeing Kurt build up energy to create a massive explosion that can blow up the whole academy, Shin quickly kills him by striking him with his sword and chopping his head off. Despite saving the academy and country, Shin still feels guilty and regrets not finding another way to save Kurt. He believes that Kurt was a subject of experimentation and was artificially made into a demonoid, because a real demon doesn't have any purpose or sanity, which Kurt had. Later, when Shin and his group members pass by a wall, it suddenly explodes. Shin then notices Mr. Strong, Kurt's former teacher, fighting with the security bureau. Shin quickly engages with him in a duel by attacking him with his explosive power, which Strom blocks with his barrier. He then ambushes Strom and tries to strike him with his sword multiple times, but nothing works, so he disrupts the ground using his power, forcing Strom to defend himself by floating in messages. Shin then uses his jet boots to propel himself in midair and hit him with his sword. He then releases explosive flames, which end up breaking Strom's mask, revealing his true identity as a sane demonoid, whose purpose is to overtake the Blusphia Empire due to his hatred against them for killing his pregnant wife. It is revealed that he was the one who brainwashed Kurt and transformed him into a demonoid in his crazy experimentation. Shin then gets angry and unleashes his heat ray spell by converging the heat from sunlight, making everyone think that Strom is disintegrated from his spell. But Shin is unsure whether Strom is dead or alive, as he deduces that Strom has escaped by dodging his attack and using an explosion as a distraction to make everyone believe that he died. After the fight, Shin gets a medal from the king for defeating Strom, but seeing his grandparents worried, the king ensures them that Shin will not be involved in politics or war. Shin's popularity skyrockets after everyone learns about his heroic deed, turning the grandson of the hero into the new hero. He then decides to help his friends to level up by telling them about the scientific mechanics behind his magic abilities. Shin's grandfather also ensures them that they can learn it with focus and better visualization, making Shin no longer feel alone, because until recently, nobody could copy his magic, neither his grandfather, who is the legendary mage. Next day, he buys a ring for Sicily as a gift and makes it an enchantment accessory for her safety. They both have developed feelings for each other and share this precious moment. Shin now realizes that he will be involved in this war to protect his family and friends, even if he has to go against his grandparents' wishes. After some days, Shin learns that King Decium declares the joint training of knight and magician students to ensure close coordination between them and to strengthen their force before the war. Shin gets into a team of August, Sicily, Maria, and 4 other knight students. They go into the forest for training, but knight students have a superiority complex of being better fighters and try to handle the demonoid boar themselves, but get defeated instead. Shin saves them by drawing his sword and severing the boar's head in one blow, which impresses them. Sicily heals them by using a healing spell, and they all fall for her, trying to impress her every time they can, which pisses off Shin. Using his explosive power, Shin then bullies the demonoid by killing them off one after another in his jealousy, which shows his immaturity and cluelessness of not knowing how Sicily feels toward him. After their joint training is done, Shin feels responsible and guilty for teaching his magic spell to club members, because now they will be forced to form a special team after their graduation, which will be supervised by the king for the rest of their lives. Shin learns through August that the Blusvia Empire has been destroyed and overtaken by Strom. It is in chaos after the riot, and more Demonoid have been emerging from their population. During the summer break, Shin holds a training camp in Sicily's house under the supervision of his grandparents to strengthen his friends and club members for the war if it happens, where he gives them different magic exercises to improve their spells. The next day, August advises Shin to confess his feelings for Sicily, but he isn't brave enough to face rejection and lacks confidence. Later, Sicily admits a desire to have kids with him, making him motivated and then confessing his love to her. He asks her out, which she accepts by also confessing her love. They are about to kiss each other but get interrupted by everyone who is peeking at them. The next morning, Shin meets Sicily's parents to inform them about their relationship and asks for their approval. Her parents approve of their relationship after Shin accepted their condition of getting engaged to Sicily, considering she is the daughter of a viscount. Later, Shin learns about Strom's Demonoids, who are disrupting the country's food supply by attacking merchant caravans. So, he creates more defensive enchantment clothes for his friends to protect them on their future battle against Strom's Demonoids. After the training is over, Shin and his friends attend a royal ceremony where August is announced as crown prince. During the ceremony, everyone including Shin gets the news that after fulfilling his goals, Strom has become aimless, so he has freed his Demonoids, who are now going on a rampage and attacking other kingdoms to create their perfect kingdom. Their first target is Swede, so Shin names his group Ultimate Magicians, and then they all head to Swede for their battle against these Demonoids by flying using their power. They witness the brutal state of the Swede after they reach the kingdom. Everyone decides to play their role in saving the kingdom, like August giving a speech to motivate citizens, Sicily treating the wounded patients, and Shin protecting citizens from Demonoids' attacks. Seeing the state of the kingdom anger him, he uses explosive energy to blast the Demonoids coming towards him one by one. By releasing the huge blast of explosive energy, Shin eradicates the remaining Demonoids who are running away after seeing his powerful attacks. He then helps his friends who are struggling to fight against Miria, a powerful sane Demonoid who works under Strom. Shin charges forward to strike her with his sword, but she easily dodges his attacks and seals him inside giant rock walls with her power. However, Shin quickly breaks the rocks by using his sword, and then immediately creates a shield barrier to protect himself from Miria's further attack on him. She stops after seeing Shin's excellent magic skills and runs toward his friend to use them as her scapegoat by attacking them with explosive flames. Shin rushes toward his friend and creates barriers to protect his friend from her explosive power, giving Miria a chance to run away along with all the other remaining Demonoids. The group successfully saves the kingdom, but this attack leaves a huge scar on citizens because their country is destroyed. Shin then finds Sicily inside a building, where she is emotionally broken after she is unable to heal a wounded patient. So, he helps her out by using a multi-step healing spell which saves the patient. When Shin and his group go back to Earlshire, they are hailed as heroes and saviors by the people. Shin and August give a report to the king about their mission of Swede. They tell him about their newly alliance with Swede, so both kingdoms can become unified and fight together if they get attacked. Shin then shares his next plan of traveling to different kingdoms and making alliances with them, so they can save the whole world by using the gate spell to reach the place in time if it's in trouble. After bidding farewell to their families, Shin and the Ultimate Magicians fly toward the next kingdom to continue their journey of saving the world.
And I'm pretty sure that you are.